What's going on, guys? Just put a little video together discussing variable scopes within PHP, just using the different keywords within PHP. The global keyword, a global is array, where PHP stores all global variables, and we're also going to be talking about modifying the global variable by passing that global variable by reference into a function. Um, so, I'm using, just a heads up, I'm using PHP 5.5.10. This shouldn't make a difference at all, um, but if you do experience issues, which I highly doubt, just remember I'm using one of the highest, actually the highest version right now. Um, so, for all you guys that are kind of new to programming or PHP, um, a variable declared outside a function has a global scope and can be only accessed from outside a function unless you're using one of these methods here that we're going to go over, and a variable declared within a function has a local scope to that function and is usually accessed only within that function. So if you guys want, you can pause this video and take a second and kind of type this out, because I already prepared it beforehand. There's three variables here which have these values in the global scope, which is outside of a function, and created a function called testy, where we have the same variable names but different values. Okay, so when we run this, I just formatted this so it's more readable in the browser. We're going to print out the global values as well as the values of the variables within the actual function. So, I already ran this before. Yeah, and if you guys are using localhost, I'm using a virtual host, so don't worry about this address. Yeah, so as we expected, the global variables differ from the values of the variables within the function. So now what we're going to do is we're going to use this same three variable names, but we're going to take them from the global scope, and that's what the global keyword is used for. Okay, so we're pretty much saying I want to take these three variables from here, which is the global scope. And again, if you guys have if I'm going too fast or anything, if you have any questions after this video, please let me know. So yeah, we get the exact same values as expected. Okay, so now let's say we want to actually modify these variables from within this function. So our second topic here is the globals array within PHP. This is actually, if you probably do another video on super globals, this is what's called a super global variable within PHP. So what you do is you pass in our variable names that we want to alter as an index. So let's change this now to 3. 4 for variable 2. Sorry if I'm going a little slow now. Probably should have used a mouse. Really unoriginal. Let's go 5. And also, this wouldn't work because you actually don't have these defined within this function. So you actually have to use this. Let's just be really lazy. Okay, so what we're going to see here is we're going to see 3, 4, 5 for the variables within the function, and we're also going to see 3, 4, 5 globally as well, because we've actually modified these now. Actually, sorry. Let's run this first so it modifies it first. And let's just make it a little more readable. Okay, so as you can see, we've printed out the value of the variable, the global variable that we've redefined now within the function. So I mean, that can be handy. I'm not going to go too in depth with that right now, just so you guys get an idea of how to alter. Lastly, you can also alter a variable by passing it by reference in a function. So okay. And value, true. I'm going to run this with variable 1. So if you guys haven't passed a variable by, this is called passing by reference. So you're actually referencing the function. You're changing, when you change its value when it's referenced, it changes in the global scope. So sorry, so we do value equals 1. So again, this is going to be our value. Actually, I don't want to mess you guys up if you're. So you're passing this variable in here and then redefining it. So you can change the global variable. This is a much cleaner way to actually change the value, and it's actually really good practice as well. And we didn't, oh yeah, sorry, we didn't print out anything. So after we change it, so we're running this, we're changing it to 1, and then you should see the number 1 there. There you go. And again, sorry guys, I don't mean to confuse you. This can be anything, right? If you're completely new and you don't know how to pass arguments, then probably make some videos. Again, exact same thing. Just didn't want to confuse you. So that's a very simple explanation of how to, the difference between variables in the global scope and within a local function, how to modify them, how to use a global variable within a function, and if you're going to modify a global variable, this is a better practice to use. So again, as I mentioned before, if you guys have any additional questions, let me know. If anything was confusing or you just want some extra notes, yeah, that's it.